Welcome to Football Fan Den UK. Hope you guys doing well today as we're here for the first game of the day here on Fan Den. So hope you guys doing well. Welcome to the show if you're just joining us. Let me quickly share the team news on the screen, guys. It's Hull v Newcastle we're covering at the moment. So what are you falling out? So welcome to the show, guys. Let me just get the team news on the screen. There we go. As we just had an early opportunity, we are off and underway, guys. Apologies, just a moment or two late. So Hull have just had an opportunity. Ball crossed into the box and it's knocked wide as it goes wide of that far post. Now Newcastle with the possession as they just play it back to the goalkeeper. Now Newcastle trying to play out from the back. Ball played out wide on this near side. As Hull tried to win it back, but Newcastle just cut it back there, playing it back to their goalkeeper. Hull have won it back though, as Newcastle trying to play it out from the back on that far side. Hull now playing it into the middle. Ball crossed into the box as it's headed on, but the ball deflected out to this near side. As Hull now with another cross, it's deep. As neither players could get on the end of that, and eventually the flag's gone up on the far side for offside. So that will be a free kick. Now, as the ball played forward, Hull have won it back again here. Now Hull with the possession, just cutting it back to the edge of the centre circle. Now it's played out wide on this near side as the ball played forward. Newcastle pressing to win it back, but Hull managing to retain the possession at the moment. As they're just knocking it about on this near side of the field. Now, eventually playing it all the way back to the centre circle as Newcastle pressing well from the front. Now, long ball over the top, trying to get in behind, but not the great. Well, it's a good delivery, but the whole City player there unable to read that well, and it bounces out of play, and that'll be a goal kick to Newcastle. Now, Newcastle trying to play out from the back as the ball played out wide again on this near side. Hull have challenged for it. They've won it back here, Hull, again. Newcastle struggling to get out their own half at the moment when they're in possession. In fact, they're struggling to keep possession at the moment. Now, Hull just play it all the way back to their own goalkeeper. Now it's played out wide on that far side as the ball played forward. Sorry, guys. If you want to drop your comments in, do so, guys. Always happy to read your comments throughout the game as best possible, and I will do that if you want to add any comments in. I'm just trying to quickly share this on social media. Apologies, guys. I've not been in from work very long, so I've not had a chance to prepare for this game very much. Now, Hull with the possession on the halfway line. It's played into the centre circle. Now, worked out wide on this near side. Ball played forward as Newcastle managed to intercept it there. They knock it away, but Hull regain the possession. Now just pushed back to the halfway line as Newcastle quickly tried to challenge to win it back, but Hull play it back into their own half. Now Hull with the possession on that far side as Newcastle pressing well from the front, but not able to win it. Hull just play it back to the goalkeeper there. Newcastle have won it back on that far side as now they play it towards the edge of the box. Newcastle trying to work the ball into the box as it takes a deflection, and that will be a corner on the far side for Newcastle. So if you're just joining us, guys, please do hit that like button if you could. You like us covering your team this game, then the best way to let us know is hitting that like button so we can try and target the games you guys want us to target, as we do cover a lot of UK clubs here on Fanden. We've got a corner on the far side of the field for Newcastle. It's currently just coming up to 7 minutes gone. It's Hull City 0, Newcastle 0. Now Newcastle take the corner short. Coming towards the edge of the box. Ball crossed in. It's deep. Headed away. Newcastle pick up the loose ball outside the box. Shot comes in, but it's gone wide. And it took another deflection, and that'll be another corner to Newcastle, this time on this near side of the field. Stevie's with us. Stevie saying, good afternoon, guys and chat. Awesome. Thank you, Stevie. Now Newcastle taking the corner short again on this near side. Ball played into the middle. As Hull come to press the ball. Newcastle cross it in, but it goes past everybody and bounces behind on that far side. And that'll be a goal kick to Hull City. Now Hull to play out from the back. As the ball edged forward. Now Newcastle win it back outside the box. As Hull with some sloppy possession there. Newcastle now play it into the edge of the D, but it's won back by Hull. Hull now charging forward as they work the ball out wide on that far side. Now racing into the Newcastle half. Ball crossed into the box as they get the shot off, but the Newcastle defender just gets back and manages to do enough to put him off before he could get an accurate shot off, and the ball eventually deflects into the goalkeeper's waiting arms. Now Newcastle trying to come forward as they play the ball up towards the halfway line. It's chipped over the top, but the goalkeeper quickly races out to intercept that and knocks it away out to this near side as it goes out for a throw-in. Dave is with us. How you doing, Dave? Welcome to the show, mate. Regular fan denner Dave saying hello, guys, Stevie, and all the fan denners. How you doing, Dave? Hope you're having a good weekend so far, mate. Welcome to the show. Newcastle now with the ball crossed in. It's deep as it bounces out towards this near side. Hull trying to challenge for it, but Newcastle managing to retain it as another cross comes in. It's knocked away as the ball bounces out towards this near side. Now Newcastle coming again, taking it to the byline. It's crossed in deep, headed towards goal, and what a save by the goalkeeper. That was an absolute fantastic save by the goalkeeper. We've got a Newcastle player. No, sorry. Hull City player down in the box there. I'm not sure how he ended up down there, but the medical staff quickly racing onto the pitch to see to him. He seems to be holding his shoulder there. Let's just see the replay. It was taken to the byline, crossed in deep towards. Oh yeah, you could understand that. Yeah, Joe Linton coming in behind him, and he's ended up taking a knee in the back. So that's got to be pretty painful. He looks in quite a bit of distress there, actually. So the medical staff just saying to him, fingers crossed he's going to be okay. We want to see all players that have come onto the field, leave the field in good health in pre-season. It's obviously just to get players match fit. We don't really want to see either team picking up any serious injuries. Well, let's hope he's going to be okay. Medical staff just checking him out. If you are just joining us, guys, please do hit that like button. If you like us covering your team or this fixture, then please do let us know by hitting that like button. We want to try and target as many games as you guys want us to be targeting, and the best way we can do that is by seeing which games you like us covering is with the like count. If you guys show a good like count, then we know you guys like us covering that particular fixture, whether it's pre-season or in the season. He's just getting back to his feet there. Stevie saying, hi, Dave and SWFC. Oh, it's SWFC. Did I miss that? Oh, apologies. Well, SWFC, if you dropped in before I started the stream, mate, I can't see the comment, so my apologies if I've missed your comment, mate. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Stevie. Yeah, I didn't see that. I've said it to you guys loads of times on this platform we're using at the moment. If you do drop comments in before I start the stream, I cannot see the comments. So thank you, Stevie. Dave saying, I'm good, thanks, Gaz, and all. Awesome. Good to hear, Dave. And Dave saying, I'm going for 4-0 win, Newcastle win. You think so? That's just interesting. I always think in pre-season there's always a good chance, because they're friendly games, I think there's always a good chance both teams are going to get on the score sheet. But yeah, fair enough, Dave. 4-0 to Newcastle. That's what Dave thinks. So we're about to get back underway. The player's just got back to his feet. He's gone off to the touchline, so hopefully he's going to be able to continue. So Hull to get us back underway. Interesting prediction, Dave. Now the goalkeeper kicks the ball long up the field as it's headed on. Newcastle intercept it just on the edge of their own box. Now it's played forward as Hull tried to challenge for it. Newcastle play it out wide on this near side. Hull pressing to win it back. Newcastle just forced to play it back to their centre-backs. Now switching the play out to that far side of the field. Ball played forward as Hull tried to press to win it back, but Newcastle managed to work through the press momentarily. But they've lost it now. Hull charging forward as they work the ball down that far side, but Newcastle quickly challenge before Hull could create any serious danger there. Now Newcastle on the charge on the far side as they play it back into the middle. Hull getting bodies back behind the ball here as Newcastle work it out wide on this near side. It's crossed into the box as it goes past everybody. Two Newcastle players coming in at the back post there, but neither of them could get latch onto the end of that. And it goes out of play, and that'll be a goal kick to Hull. Now Newcastle with the possession. It's played back out wide on this near side, playing the 1-2, taking it to the byline, ball crossed in. Hull managed to intercept it as they knock it away up the field, and Newcastle regain the possession on the edge of the centre circle. Now switching the play out to the far side as they come towards the edge of the box again, trying to get the cross in, but it's blocked off by Hull as eventually the ball is deflected away and the referee indicates a free kick. So that's going to be a free kick to Hull on the far side, deep inside their own half. No, he's giving it as a throw-in, sorry. I thought he'd given the free kick there. So throw-in on the far side for Hull. It's about 6 or 7 yards from the corner flag. Dave saying, be right back. No worries, Dave. No worries, mate. Now Newcastle on that far side. They've won it back here. That's Hull a little bit sloppy with the possession there. Now it's chipped forward on that far side. Hull head it back in the direction it came from. Just managing to keep the possession under pressure there as they play it back towards the edge of their own box. Newcastle come forward to press the ball as Hull knock it out wide on this near side, but couldn't keep the ball under control there as it just gets away from them and goes out for a throw-in. Throw-in to Newcastle. Taken quickly. Played back up the field. As now Newcastle play into the centre circle, switching the play out to the opposite side of the field. It's played forward as they work through the press. And now Newcastle in behind with Joe Linton on that far side, trying to look for the cross. Alfie Jones, sorry. What am I on about? Alfie Jones with the ball. Ball played into the box. Newcastle. Oh, that's a disappointing effort. He's just blazed it into the air. Now, Alfie Jones looks a bit like Joe Linton when he's just playing normal. Hull City with the possession at the back here. Played forward. Now Hull working the ball out wide on this near side. Newcastle pressed to win it back as Hull managed to knock it up towards the halfway line. It's intercepted by Newcastle as they just play it back to their centre backs midway inside their own half. Now the ball played into the middle as it's worked out wide on that far side. Newcastle trying to work through the press here. It's played forward, but Hull managed to intercept it as they just knock it back to the goalkeeper. If you are just joining us, guys, please do hit that like button if you like us covering your team or this game. That's the best way to let us know. We're currently 17 minutes gone, and it's Hull City 0, Newcastle 0. Now, Hull with the possession as the ball played out wide on that far side. It's just cut back to the goalkeeper there as now Hull switch it out to this near side. Ball played forward there, but Newcastle quickly come to press the ball as again Hull forced to play it back to the goalkeeper. Cautious approach from Hull, trying to play out from the back here as they now try it down the middle. Working the ball forward here, up towards the halfway line. Newcastle just pushed back into their own half, but Hull just getting a bit of confidence going as they work the ball out wide on this near side. Coming into the Newcastle half, but Newcastle again shifting players to press the ball as Hull play it back into the middle, trying to play it down the middle there, but it's cut out by Newcastle. As now Newcastle on the attack, playing it through the. They tried to play it straight through the centre backs there. Good idea, but Hull read it well as they managed to intercept it. Now Hull knock it out wide on this near side as it's headed back in the direction it came from by Newcastle. Now Newcastle with the possession on the halfway line as Hull getting bodies back behind the ball. Hull unable to win it there as they challenge, and Newcastle play it out wide on that far side. Now trying to work the ball forward, but a clumsy challenge by Hull. Sees the referee blow for the foul. And that'll be a free kick to Newcastle out towards that far side. It's a midway inside the Hull City half of the field. Now Newcastle taking the free kick short. Just playing it back to the halfway line. Now the ball played forward. Worked down that far side as Newcastle taking it right to the edge of the pitch. But Hull challenge for it, and it's gone out for a throw in there to Newcastle. Now taken quickly. As Newcastle trying to find some space here. Very congested on that far side, but both teams seem to be. Sorry, guys. So both teams seem to be probing down that far side of the field when they're in possession, but it's making it very congested because both teams are now clocking on to the fact that the other is using that far side for a lot of their attacking momentum. Ball crossed into the box. It's intercepted by the goalkeeper, and that will be relief momentarily for Hull. Now Hull with the possession. Trying to play out from the back here. Newcastle press the ball well as the goalkeeper kicks it long down the field. Headed back in the direction it came from by Newcastle. As Hull quickly challenge, Hull have won it back on that far side. Now racing forward as they race towards the edge of the box. Challenge comes in, no foul given. As the claims for a penalty from Hull, but Hull have managed to regain the possession as they knock it out wide on that far side. Newcastle challenge for it, and now the referee is going to give a foul for the challenge on the Newcastle defender on the far side. But yeah, that's can't. Well, I understand why Hull trying to claim it, but I don't see that as a penalty. Flipping it, we can't start giving penalties for that kind of stuff. He just lost his balance more under pressure than anything else. He was surrounded by three Newcastle defenders, and just couldn't hold up the ball as he charged into the box, and he ended up just basically losing his balance and going over. Medical staff have come on to check him out. Has he cut his hand here? I'm not sure if he's cut his hand. I think he's cut his hand because the medical staff seem to be attending to his hand. I don't know how he's done that. So, yeah, if you are just joining us, guys, please do hit that like button if you like us covering your team or this game. We are currently on 22 minutes gone, and it's still nil at the moment. We're just waiting for this stoppage as one of the Hull City players went down under a challenge inside the box. But even though there were claims for a penalty, it was a soft one. But he did need the attention of the medical staff. As we're back underway, Newcastle now playing the ball back to the goalkeeper. Now coming forward. Ball played into the middle. Now it's worked out wide on this near side as Newcastle now racing forward down this near side. Hull tried to challenge for it. Newcastle just cut it back there, playing it back into their own half. Now knocking it back to the centre backs just inside, just on the edge of the centre circle. Hull pressing from the front, but Newcastle just managing to keep the possession there as now they try to play out wide on that far side as they try to work through the press. Hull with a clumsy challenge there, and the referee is going to give the foul. So free kick to Newcastle on that far side. It's about 5 yards inside the Hull City half, off the halfway line. Now Newcastle take it short as they cut it back. Now long crossfield ball out wide to this near side as it's headed on, and eventually the ball bounces back to the Hull City goalkeeper. Now Hull to play out from the back. Ball played out wide on that far side. Newcastle pressing to win it back here, but Hull managing to keep the possession under pressure still low. As they play it back out wide on that far side. Knocking it forward, but Newcastle challenging for it. It's Hull managing to retain the possession. Now it's chipped long down the field, but it bounces out of play, and that'll be a throw into Newcastle on that far side. Just inside the Hull City half, as now they take it short, playing it back towards the halfway line. Now it's played long down that far side as Newcastle now coming towards the edge of the box. Hull pressing to try and win it back, but Newcastle just cut it back there. Now forced back up the field as Hull tried a challenge, but Newcastle just keeping the possession, playing it back up the field. Now it's played forward again on that far side and another clumsy challenge, but this time the referee says no foul as Hull win it back. Now Hull playing it out wide to this near side as they now charge forward, racing towards the byline, looking to get the cross in, but it takes a deflection and that's gone out for a corner to Hull, and the referee sees it the other way. But he's right. The Hull City defender, the Hull City attacker there, he's right. Should have been a corner, that. Boneheaded decision by the referee. We just want to see consistency with these referees, don't we, guys? Consistency of making the right decisions. And I have no preference in this game. I'm completely neutral. And in fairness, that should have been a corner to Hull. Now the ball played out wide on this near side as Newcastle managed to win it back. They just play it back to the goalkeeper there on the edge of their own box. Sorry, guys. The team news has gone off. Now it's knocked forward up the field. Hull with the possession on the edge of the centre circle. Now it's played out wide on that far side. As Hull trying to work up the field here. Newcastle pressing the ball well on that far side, but unable to win it back as Hull just cut it back. And now just knocking it about on the edge of this centre circle. Now switching the play out to this near side as the ball played forward again. And Newcastle again tried to challenge for it, but Hull forced to play it backwards to come forwards. As Hull not giving a lot. As soon as they come into the Newcastle half, Hull, they're not getting a lot of time on the ball as Newcastle keeping themselves well organised, compact, but also trying to press from the front when they get the chance. As Hull now chip the ball over the top, trying to get in behind, and the goalkeeper manages to intercept that, and that relieves the pressure momentarily. Dave saying back now. Awesome. Thank you, Dave. Always a pleasure having your company, mate. Now, Hull City with the possession on the edge of the centre circle. Newcastle pressing to win it back. Hull just retain the possession, playing it into the centre circle before switching it out wide to this near side. Again, Newcastle keeping themselves well compact here as Hull struggling to find a way to break them down. Forced backwards again as Hull unable to work through the press, and Newcastle come out to press the ball from the front as it forces Hull to play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's come out of his area to intercept that. Now Hull trying to probe on the opposite side as they play it forward, but again, Newcastle snapping at their heels, trying to win it back. Forcing Hull again to play it back to the goalkeeper. If you're listening in the background, guys, please do say hello. You might not be a big talker, but we are very much a fan community channel. So we would love to hear from you guys, even if it's just a quick hello. Just drop a comment in the chat. Would be a pleasure to hear from you and have you part of the Fandom community. Another ball played forward here by Hull as they chip it over the top, and it's knocked away by the goalkeeper there. As it goes out on this near side, Hull take the throw in quickly. Now Hull play it back into the middle. Now it's worked out wide on that far side. Newcastle trying to press again to win it back, forcing Hull back into their own half. It's all Hull at the moment in the last 5 minutes, but they've not done an awful lot with the ball. Now they play it out wide on this near side. Another long ball forward, headed back in the direction it came from by Newcastle. As Hull play it into the middle. Well, yeah, Joe Linton making a challenge there, but the referee gives the foul Hull City's way. Now Hull play it out wide on that far side. And they play it back into the middle. Ball played down the middle, looking to try and get in behind, but Newcastle defending really well here. Got to give them credit for that. Now Hull working out wide on this near side as they edge the way forward up towards the edge of the box, but again running into traffic as Newcastle press and close the spaces. Hull forced to play it backwards to come forwards. Now long crossfield ball out to the opposite side of the field. As again, Newcastle shift players across to press the ball. Now Hull trying to chip it over the top. As eventually now Newcastle do win it back. Now Newcastle trying to hit Hull on the counter-attack as they knock the ball out wide on this near side. Racing forward as they take it towards the byline. Coming into the box, trying to get the cross in, and it's deflected behind, and that's going to be a corner to Newcastle on this near side. Sorry, guys, my sinus is still a little bit congested. I was full of a bloody cold or a virus last week, and I can still feel it in my bloody sinuses, but it is shifting. Newcastle now taking the corner shot. As they play the ball towards the edge of the box. Now it's played into the middle. As they've got Hull City pressed all the way back into their own box. Now Newcastle switching the play out to that far side. Working the ball in behind. Ball crossed in. It's headed away by Hull as Newcastle regain the possession on that far side. Now crossing it out to this near side as they switch the play. Coming into the box here as Newcastle with a shot, and it's tapped into the back of the net. Well, that was a beautiful team goal. It was just knocked towards goal, and the goalkeeper thought he was going to intercept that, but Alexander Isak just getting a foot, he just come racing in, got in front of the goalkeeper, and just managed to get a leg up. Just literally put his leg out, and just tapped it past the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper had positioned himself ready to intercept the ball as it came in. I don't think he expected the speed of Isak there running onto that, and it ends up being a nice goal, a nice team goal for Newcastle with an easy tap in. 32 minutes gone, guys. It's Hull City 0, Newcastle 1. Hull now with the possession. And they get us back underway. Forced to play it straight back to the goalkeeper. Now the ball played forward. That's Newcastle challenge for it. Referee's going to give the foul here. So free kick to Hull, about 5 yards from the edge of the centre circle, just inside their own half. Now the ball played out wide on this near side as Newcastle come to press the ball. Hull managing to retain it though as they play it back to the goalkeeper. Now it's played out wide on that far side as Hull chip it forward. It's headed back in the direction it came from by Newcastle as it bounces out of play on that far side for a throw-in. Well, Newcastle thought that throw-in had gone their way, but I think the referee's given it, yep, the referee's seen it the other way. So it's Hull with a throw-in on the far side, midway inside their own half of the field. Now the ball played forward as Hull finally managed to work the way through the press. Racing towards the edge of the box. Ball crossed in, and the goalkeeper manages to pluck the ball out of the air. And that released the pressure momentarily for Newcastle. But that's the first decent opportunity we've seen from Hull for quite some time. They've had a fair amount of possession. They've just not been able to do a lot with it because of Newcastle's defending in numbers, playing really well defensively. But finally, there from a Hull City perspective, they managed to find a way through, but couldn't get it on target. Now the ball played out wide on that far side as they're coming together, and the referee is going to give the foul. So that's going to be a free kick to Newcastle on the far side. Now Newcastle with the possession. It's played into the middle as it's worked out wide on this near side. Both sets of players trying to challenge for it. Newcastle coming away with it. As they just cut it back there, playing it back to their inside their own half, back to their centre backs. Now working the ball out to the opposite side of the field. Ball played long, out wide to this near side. It's now Newcastle coming forward towards the edge of the box. It's played right across the edge of the box there. So clumsy challenge by Hull. Well, what is the referee watching here? That to me looked like a Newcastle, a foul on Newcastle, but he's giving it the other way. So free kick to Hull just outside their own box. Don't know what the referee's seeing there. So what you've been up to, Dave? Have you had a good day, mate? You've been at work? Oh no, you're not. You're still not well, aren't you? Sorry, mate. I slipped my mind for a minute there. Well, hope you've been resting up, Dave. Hope you're starting to feel a little bit better. Obviously, I'm presuming it's a long-term thing from what you said the other day, but hope you are feeling a little bit better. Newcastle now with the possession. It's played back to the goalkeeper. Now, ball played forward as it's worked out wide on this near side. Hull challenge for it, and it's gone out of play for a throw-in on this near side to Newcastle, midway inside their own half. Ball throw-in taken quickly. Now Newcastle just play it back to their own box. Playing it eventually all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now it's worked out wide on that far side as Hull come to press the ball, but Newcastle managing to retain it, playing it back to the goalkeeper. Now Newcastle trying to work through the press from Hull. As now they play it long down the field, out wide to this near side. It's knocked on as Newcastle in behind the Hull City defence here. Ball crossed into the box. Shot comes in. Oh, and it's deflected away, but still not cleared as Newcastle coming again, trying to get the shot off from a tight angle on this near post. And Hull have managed to deflect it behind, and that should be a corner to Newcastle. And I say the word, emphasise the word should, because there's a few decisions that should have been this and should have been that, but the referee has been seeing things the other way throughout the game so far. And it is a corner to Newcastle on this near side. Ball played into the box. Not the best delivery as Hull managed to intercept it and knock it away as it bounces out on this near side for a throw into Newcastle. Newcastle now playing the ball back to the halfway line as it's played back out wide on this near side. Hull pressing from the front as Newcastle managed to retain the ball. Now it's played out wide again on this near side before Newcastle play it back into the centre circle. It's knocked forward, intercepted by Hull on that far side. Now Hull just play it back to the goalkeeper. Now the ball worked out wide on this near side as Newcastle come to press the ball. It's just played back to the goalkeeper again as Hull now play it long down the middle. Racing into the Newcastle half here as they work the ball out wide on that far side. Racing towards the edge of the box as the ball crossed in. Hull with a shot and the goalkeeper with a fantastic save. That was an absolute peach of a shot. How the goalkeeper made that save, I do not know, but what a cracking save from the keeper. Ball knocked away, and the referee has given a foul further up the field, but that was an absolute beautiful shot and an equally fantastic save by the goalkeeper. Newcastle now on the charge on this near side as they knock the ball forward, and Hull just managed to get to it first and knock it out of play. I'm not sure if you're still with us, Dave. Might not have heard my question a few minutes ago if you're not. So throw in on this near side for Newcastle. Ball back to the halfway line as it's played to Joe Linton. Joe Linton works it out wide on that far side as Newcastle now coming forward again, playing it down the middle as it's played out wide to this near side. Ball crossed in, oh, it's into the back of the net. Another tap in for Newcastle. Low, ball crossed in low, and he ended up just having to get a touch on it there as he guides it low and low into the far corner of the net. So it's 40 minutes gone, guys. Hull City 0, Newcastle 2. So nice second goal there for Newcastle. Sorry, guys, I'm just seeing if I can find the goal scorer. Stupid thing. Played it that quick there. I couldn't even see who it was. Tapping it in. Come on. Oh, damn. This is the problem with these preseason. You can't see, there's no shirts on the shirt. The players play with no names most of the time in preseason on the back of their shirts. So you can't always just be. I mean, I said it before. I thought it was Joe Linton earlier on, and I got it wrong. Um, with a spell of play, it's so difficult in preseason to actually sometimes specify which players score the goals because of the fact that you can't see the names on the back of the shirts in pre-season. They never, most clubs just don't play with the player's name on the back of the shirt. So unless you watch the team like almost every week, then you're not always 100% sure who it is that gets the goals. So my apologies. I'll try and catch that at half time, guys. Now Newcastle with the possession inside the centre circle. Now it's worked out wide on this near side as Newcastle chip it forward up towards the edge of the box. Is knocked away by Hull and it goes out for a throw in on this near side. Now Joe Linton plays it back to the centre circle as it's worked out wide on that far side. Newcastle looking like they've got the tails up now, racing forward on that far side as Newcastle Hull make the challenge. And they managed to come away with it here, Hull. As now they play it into the centre circle. It's knocked forward down the middle, but Newcastle just managing to get back and intercept that before Hull could latch onto it. Now Newcastle with the possession midway inside their own half. If you are just joining us, guys, and you like us covering this game or your club, please do hit that like button. That's the best way to let us know. We are currently 43 minutes gone, and it's Hull City 0, Newcastle United 2. Newcastle now with the possession on that far side as they come forward again here, working their way up towards the edge of the box. Hull pressing to try and win it back there as Newcastle cut it back now, trying to work through the press, still on the far side. As it's played towards the byline, ball crossed in, headed towards goal, and the goalkeeper manages to get that, intercept that before it ended up in the back of the net. Oh, come on. That was a good opportunity. Fast closing in on half time here. Hull now just knocking the ball about at the back. So Hull now coming forward and the race towards the edge of the box. It's crossed. Oh, Hull now coming into the box as they get the shot off, but it's over the top of the crossbar. And that will be a goal kick to Newcastle. We have got 1 minute added on time at the end of this first half, guys. And we are bang on 45 minutes now. Now, Newcastle with the possession at the back. I say now, work the ball forward as they play it into the Hull City half, coming down the middle as Hull make the challenge, and the referee's given a free kick here in a good position. Well, that was a bit clumsy. Going to get the clumsy challenges in pre-season though, because players not fully match fit. But this is a good opportunity for Newcastle. It's about 25, 30 yards out. Very central, but slightly out to that far side, but only slightly, as Newcastle now take the free kick. Shot comes in, and the goalkeeper manages to intercept that comfortably. And that relieves the pressure for Hull, but no time for any more as the referee blows the half-time whistle. And at half-time, guys, it is finished. Hull City 0, Newcastle 2. Interesting first half of the game. Well, don't look like we can get any match stats, guys. Apologies. I'm going to see if we can, but pre-season friendlies, very difficult to get half-time match stats sometimes. I'm just seeing if I can get them. No. Sorry, guys. No match stats. No match stats for this one. But like I say, the first 10 minutes was very much Hull City's had the momentum. The first 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Newcastle kind of grew into the game, if you like. Hull had a couple of early opportunities, but nothing clinical, if you know what I mean. But as I say, once we got past that first 10, 15 minute spell, Newcastle started to grow into the game. They started to have more possession, started to come forward more. But they didn't have it all the wrong way. Hull did also have a decent spell of possession. The difference was when, in that first half, I would say, was the difference between the two teams is when Newcastle had the possession, they tried to actually get down the flanks and attack a Hull, stretching them. But Hull did try doing the same thing, but not with the same momentum. They just every time they tried probing down the wings, they kept coming backwards instead of trying to press the advantage. Once they actually started coming down the wings, they didn't insist on it. So they'd come down the wings and then cut back and go play the ball back to the halfway line, and that started to become a bit of a theme in that first half. And I think that Newcastle started to realise that the Hull weren't going to really press within any intensity, even though they were probing on down the wings when they did have possession. So Hull, I think, maybe need to show a little bit more urgency in the second half when they do try and let Newcastle know that they're serious, that they're not just going to keep cutting it back. But as I say, both teams, obviously, it is only a pre-season friendly. Both teams did have little spells of good play in that first half, but I would say the momentum very much with Newcastle as I say, as the half wore on, they looked the stronger of the two teams. They started to find their rhythm. And they started to look a lot more dangerous coming towards the edge of the box and getting crosses into the box, as well as opportunities in and around the box. So at half-time, guys, it is Hull City 0, Newcastle 2. And as I say, hopefully we'll see more opportunities in the second half. Just seeing the players warming, some of the fringe players warming up on the touchline here, on the pitch. And the sprinklers have just come on and drenched them. So I'm sure they're not happy about that. Sorry, guys. A bit of a tickly cough. Still trying to get rid of the bloody remnants of this cold that I had last week. Feeling much better, but it's still lingering. So yeah. Now you're out of drink, so I'm going to go and grab a drink, I think, guys. Don't forget, guys, please do hit that like button if you like us covering your team this game. The best way to let us know is hit that like button, because we are very much a fan community channel. We are not a club channel. We're very much a fan community channel. I'm passionate about fans having a voice in football. We hear that players get a voice, clubs get a voice, but fans don't really get truly represented in respect of having their voices and opinions heard. That's our ambition, guys, to create a channel where you guys can come and express yourself, no matter what you're feeling about your team, good or bad. We want you guys to have a channel where you feel that somebody is prepared to listen to what you've got to say, and that's what we're about here at Fanden. But we do cover a lot of match watch-alongs as well across the UK, in England, Scotland, all the leagues as much as possible. The Championship, League One, the Premier League, as well as the Scottish League as well, and obviously European football where possible too. So, yeah, if you are new to the channel, then do consider subscribing. It would be a pleasure to have you part of the Fanden community. Not a lot of our regulars in today, although it is Saturday and obviously a pre-season, so a lot of our regulars, are presuming, are busy this afternoon. But I'm sure if they were with us, they would give you a positive welcome if you said hello in the chat. So, if you are just dropping in, guys, it's half-time and it's currently Hull City 0, Newcastle 2. It was quite an interesting game so far in the first half. Dave saying 2-0, halfway to my prediction. How are you doing, Dave? I thought you'd gone, mate. I asked you a question about 5-10 minutes ago and you didn't answer, so I thought you'd gone, mate. 2-0, halfway to my prediction. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you said 4-0, didn't you, mate? You did. Absolutely, yep. I forgot about that. Nick Fadley, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show, Nick. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the show. Pleasure to have you with us, mate. Hope you're having a good weekend. Nick saying, how high do you rate how Arteta Klopp out of 10? Well, obviously Klopp's a great manager. Arteta and Howe, up and coming managers. So I'm not going to add pressure to Howe and Arteta because they're up and coming managers. I think Arsenal fans have been impatient with Arteta. I think they should show patience because he's shown that he's got something. He's got something because the players are buying into his ideas, and just look at how well he got Arsenal playing in the last season, and obviously since he's been in charge, he's gradually getting Arsenal back to where their fans feel they belong. I think Arteta is an up and coming manager, mate. I don't think we should add the pressure on him by having ridiculous expectation. He's still a young manager. He's still learning. As I'm always saying to our Arsenal fans, Eddie Howe, similar thing. Obviously, Eddie Howe's had a bit more experience than Arteta in respect of he's been in management slightly longer. But to be fair, I haven't until he gone to Newcastle. I hadn't seen a lot of how Eddie Howe managed his teams. I didn't really take too much notice of him until he went to Newcastle. So it'd probably be a bit unfair for me to judge him. In fairness, because like I said, I didn't really take much notice of him when it was Bournemouth he managed before, wasn't it? I didn't really take too much notice of. Obviously, I took notice of how Bournemouth were getting on with their results, but I didn't really watch a lot of Bournemouth. So it'd be a bit unfair to say. But for me, mate, Klopp is an awesome manager. Klopp is an awesome manager. And I think if fans at Arsenal stay patient, I think Arteta will be a fantastic manager in years to come. A high spec manager, high profile manager, whatever you want to call it. Eddie Howe, with him, I'd stay at the moment. Like I say, I don't know him well enough. Until he come to Newcastle, I hadn't watched much of him managing teams, so it'd be a bit unfair for me to criticise. But thank you for that, Nick. Welcome to the show. Dave saying, SOS, Gaz, I was probably on the loo. What was your question? I was just asking if you was, obviously, I know you're not at your best at the moment. I know you're a bit under the weather. As you said, you've got health problems at the moment. So I was just saying, I know you're not fully recovered or anything yet, but I was just saying, I hope you are feeling slightly better than you had in the last couple of weeks. So And I made that comment, and I can't remember what I did. Ask a question, but I can't remember what it was now. It was something to do with the football, but I can't remember now. So yeah, but I was also asking how you were doing and hoping that you were feeling better, Dave. Dave also saying, hello, Nick. How are you doing? Awesome. Thank you, Dave. Top man. You guys, absolutely class. Loving the positive vibes. Nick saying, hi, Dave. Awesome. Thank you, Nick. Top man. Nick saying, fair answer. Thank you very much, Nick. Very, very nice of you to say, mate. Thank you, Nick. Dave saying, I've heard so many rumours that Pep will be the next England manager. Do you know what? I've been hearing a lot of the same, but apparently, what was it? I can't remember. Was it what I watched the other day? But I was watching something about it the other day. And apparently, Gareth Southgate was on about £5 million a year managing England. Pep Guardiola is earning about £20 million at Manchester City. So unless I mean, obviously, you don't manage the same amount of games doing the international manager. Maybe it would suit Pep Guardiola to manage England or an international team so that he can spend more time with his family. But the question's got to be: is he going to be willing to take a pay cut? Now, obviously, England pay slightly more than paid Gareth Southgate, but they're not going to be able to. I can't see the English FA being able to stretch to pay £20 million a year for a manager that only manages, let's be honest, part time. The managing an international, managing an international team is like more like a part time job rather than a full time manager job, isn't it? So the question is, how much could the FA up the wage? Because they could up it a bit from what they paid Southgate. They paid Southgate 5 million, so they could up it to maybe 7 or 8 million. But would Pep Guardiola be willing to take that kind of pay cut when he's on £20 million a year at the moment? That's the question to be asked. It's not just as simple as will he take the job. It's obviously a lot of numbers, and obviously, as we know in this day and age, money talks. Nick is saying Pep is a brilliant manager, but I think Klopp or Poch suits England better. No, that's a fair comment, Nick. A fair comment, mate. I can't see Klopp taking it, though. I think Klopp wants the Germany job, I really do. I think Klopp wants the Germany job. So I can't see him taking the England job. Poch is an interesting one, but I'm not sure if he's quite ready to be an international manager yet. I think he wants. I think Pochettino feels he's got unfinished business in club football because he's had a bit of a rough ride. He's managed some big clubs, but he's not been able to achieve anything because some of the clubs he's managed have shown impatientness, haven't they, mate? But good shout, Nick. Dave's saying, "Yeah, Gaz, I'm on the net. I'm on the men. Thanks, mate. Slow ride, but we'll make it back to my old self within no time, hopefully." Awesome. Well, our best wishes are with you, Dave. We do genuinely hope you recover well soon, mate. And main thing is right now, I think he's just feeling a little bit better than you did. So fingers crossed you do. And absolutely, Dave. Hopefully, you will be at your back at your best or near to your best sooner rather than later, mate. So, yeah, thank you, Dave. And as always, mate, thoughts and best wishes are with you. Right, guys, I'm just going to quickly go and grab a drink while it's half time before the second half gets underway. Don't forget, guys, if you like us covering your team, Newcastle, Hull City, whatever fan you are of these clubs, or if you're not a fan of these clubs, then please do consider subscribing and liking, guys, as we cover a lot of clubs across the UK here at Fanden. And as I've said before, we are very much a fan community channel. Want you guys to feel part of what we do here at Fanden. So I'll be back in a sec, guys. Please hit that like button. Drop your comments in. Feel free, and I'll read out more of your comments when I come back. I'll be back in a sec, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Just my lovely lady's doing it, so I was going to do it myself. But my lovely lady looking after me today. She's doing me a drink, so thank you, darling. So we're off and underway for the second half, guys. This microphone never seems to be in the right position. Hull playing the ball long down the field. The goalkeeper knocks it away, and it goes out of play on this near side for a throw in. So throwing to Newcastle. Sorry, throwing to Hull. Sorry, my apologies. Hull playing the ball back up the field as they eventually play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Why is he coming out that far, the goalkeeper? That's I don't like seeing goalkeepers come too far out their area. I think it's dangerous. Now Hull trying to work through the press as Newcastle challenge for it. But Hull still coming here as they manage to chip it in behind. Ball crossed in, knocked towards goal as it goes wide. And that will be a goal kick, but Hull clearly coming out in this second half, wanting to try and make an early impact. Dave saying, I think that the FA will appoint the ex-Chelsea manager, Potter. It's just the way the FA are. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you're right. I've nothing against Potter. I think he's an half decent manager, but I think it's too early for him. I think he needs a bit more club management before taking on such a big job as the England job. And to be honest, I'd like a manager to manage England with a bit more fire in the belly. But as you rightly say, Dave, the FA don't go with managers with fire in the belly, do they? They go with managers that are yes men. Hull have won the ball back here on the halfway line as they play the ball back to the goalkeeper. I'm not liking that this Hull City goalkeeper. I'm glad that's not my team. I wouldn't like it if my keeper were coming out that much as we're seeing a Hull City keeper keep coming out of his box here. But yeah, good shout, Dave. Good shout, mate. Now Hull play the ball long down the field. As Newcastle trying to challenge for it. Hull pushed out wide on this near side, trying to keep the ball in play. So Newcastle managed to eventually win it back. Now Newcastle playing the ball up the field, but it's won back by Hull City on the edge of the centre circle. Now the ball worked out wide on that far side as Newcastle come to press it again, but Hull just managing to keep the possession as they play it back all the way back to the goalkeeper again, who's right out of his area. He's miles out of his area. He's almost on the edge of the centre circle. And that's dangerous because all it takes is Newcastle to win the ball back, take a long shot, and well, as just nearly happened there, Hull losing the ball momentarily, but quickly winning it back. Now Newcastle with the possession on this near side as they play the ball back to the keeper. Now Newcastle coming forward as they play out from the back. The ball played out wide on that far side. Now playing it back out towards this near side as they switch the ball. Coming forward, Holt tried to challenge for it as Newcastle play the ball long. They managed to keep the possession here before Hull make the challenge, and it's gone out for a throw-in on this near side to Newcastle, pretty much bang on the halfway line. Newcastle take the throw-in quickly, throwing it back to their centre-backs inside their own half. Now the ball worked out wide on that far side of the field. As Newcastle with a long ball forward, it's headed away by Hull as it bounces out on that far side for a throw-in. Goddamn nightmare. Ball back in play. Both sets of players tussling for the ball on that far side. And it's gone out for another throw-in. Now, Newcastle winning the ball back because they now charge forward. Playing the ball long, trying to get in behind the Hull defence there, but Hull have managed to win it back as they intercept it. Now, Hull on the charge as they play the ball into the centre. Now it's worked out wide on this near side as Hull come forward into the Newcastle half. Newcastle pressing to win it back there, but Hull managing to retain the possession as they're forced to play it back towards the edge of the centre circle. Ball played back out wide on this near side as Hull now come towards the edge of the box. Ball crossed in. It's headed away by Newcastle as Hull regain the possession outside the box, further up the field. Again, Hull work it out wide on this near side, trying to play it in behind as they take it to the byline. Ball crossed in. It's deep, but it's too much on that as it bounces out towards the far side, and Hull just managed to get to it before the ball goes out of play. Now they play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Again, he's on the edge of the centre circle. Now, Hull again, quick, definitely liking this near side as they again work it down this near side. Ball crossed into the box this time. The goalkeeper gets a big hand to it, manages to intercept that, and that relieves the pressure momentarily for Newcastle. Now, Newcastle playing the ball out wide on that far side. Oh, Newcastle on the charge. And a Hull just managing to intercept that before Newcastle got in behind them. And Hull eventually play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. But good idea by Newcastle on that far side. Now Hull trying to play out from the back, but Newcastle pressing well from the front here. And eventually the ball's gone out of play on this near side for a throw-in. Stevie's saying, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to Fandom. Thank you, Stevie. Yeah, guys, if you do like us covering your team this game, then please do hit that like button. If we see a good like count from you guys on particular games, we know to look out for your team more in the future and try and cover more games for your club, whether it's pre-season or in the normal season. We obviously cover a lot of UK clubs here on Fandom. Oh, this is driving me crazy now. Oh, Newcastle have got a throw in on this near side. It's a goddamn nightmare, this. Hull now with the possession at the back. Come on. Well, Hull just knocking it about on the edge of their own box here at the moment. Goalkeeper with the possession as he edges the way forward. Now it's played it out wide on this near side as Newcastle quickly come to press the ball. Hull managing to work through the press as they chip the ball forward, looking to try and get in behind the Newcastle defence, but Newcastle have won it back here. Now Newcastle quickly playing the ball out wide on that far side as they knock it long, but the ball rolls all the way back to the edge of the box as the goalkeeper comes across and intercepts that for Hull. Now Hull with the possession. Played forward up towards the edge of the centre circle. It's worked out wide to this near side as Newcastle tried to challenge for it. Hull playing the ball forward there under pressure, still managing to come forward down the middle as they try to knock it out wide on this near side. It's intercepted by Newcastle. As Newcastle now charging forward, but Hull just managed to nick the ball back there as they play it back to the goalkeeper. Now Hull trying to build out from the back. Eddie Howe right on the edge of his technical area there, trying to get some instructions onto the field. If you are just joining us, guys, please do hit that like button. We are currently on 56 minutes gone, and it's Hull City 0, Newcastle United 2. Joe Linton now with the ball as he plays it back to the goalkeeper. Now Newcastle to play out from the back as they play the ball out wide on that far side. Now just cutting it back into the centre of the park as they work the ball out wide to this near side. Now coming forward on this near side. Hull challenge for it, but it's knocked away and eventually it's gone out for a throw-in on this near side to Newcastle, taken quickly. It's now Newcastle switching the play out to the opposite side of the field. Ball played forward. As Hull pressed to try and win it back. Newcastle managing to retain the possession though as they're forced to play it back to their centre-backs. Now playing the ball forward to Joe Linton. Joe Linton charging forward down the middle. As Newcastle managing to work through the press. They play it out wide on that far side. Racing up towards the edge of the box. Still under pressure here, but Newcastle managing to still keep the momentum going as they play it in towards the edge of the box, but it's intercepted there by Hull City. It's now Hull knock it out wide on this near side. It's headed back in the direction it came from by Newcastle as they pick up the loose ball. Now Newcastle on this near side, midway inside the Hull City half. Ball played forward as Hull tried to challenge for it, but Newcastle still with the possession here as they just knock it about on this near side. Ball played back into the middle as Hull pressing to win it back, but unable to there. As now Newcastle play it down the middle, but it's knocked away by Hull. As eventually Hull regain the possession on the edge of the centre circle as they play it out wide on that far side. Newcastle just getting bodies back behind the ball here. Now Hull with a long crossfield ball out to this near side. Hull coming forward and they tried to hit Newcastle on the cap. Hit Newcastle on the counter-attack there, but the offside flag's gone up, and that will be a free kick to Newcastle just outside their own box. Now, Newcastle coming forward. Newcastle now working through the press, racing up towards the edge of the box. Newcastle play it in, shot comes in, and it's blocked off by Hull there. That was a decent effort by Newcastle, but just couldn't get it past the defender. And now Hull regain the possession. As Hull now playing the ball out wide on that far side. Ball played forward. Hull just cutting it back there. Now on the edge of the centre circle. Thank you, Stevie. Yeah, please do hit the like button, guys. And thank you very much to you guys that have been kind of positive enough to do so already. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Stevie. Dave's saying, are you doing any other games today, Gaz? Yep, hopefully, mate. Hopefully. Just as I've said before, Dave, just take it one game at a time, see what I can cover today, mate. Hull now with the possession as it's played back out wide on this near side. Just cut back there by Hull. All depends with these friendlies whether I can get them through the channels that I've got. Now, Hull knock it long down the field. Newcastle forced to knock it out of play there, and that'll be a throw in on the far side for Hull, deep inside the Newcastle half. Hull now with the throw in as it's worked up towards the halfway line, played back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper is miles out of his area again here. I'm surprised Newcastle haven't tried to take advantage of that. Now the ball played long down the field by Hull. It's won back by Newcastle as Newcastle quickly play it out wide on that far side, but it's intercepted by Hull. As now Hull coming forward on that far side. Oh, this is getting damn annoying. My signal's suddenly playing up. Well, it looks like we're about to see a number of changes. We've got four Newcastle players on the touchline and one Hull City player. So I think we're going to see a number of changes here. Dave saying lovely. Thank you, Dave. Your support is always appreciated, mate. Thank you very much. Top man. Thank you, Dave. So 4 substitutions here for Newcastle. Joe Linton, one of the players coming off. I think there's a few of the Newcastle youngsters coming on here. Dave saying, I saw a Millwall pre-season yesterday at 9:30 a.m. V's Real Marseille. Yeah, these games coming all over the place at the moment, aren't they, Dave? It's always like that in pre-season, mate. But yeah, I couldn't have covered that 9:30 a.m. I was at work, so couldn't have covered that game. But I did do the late night game last night for Liverpool playing Real Betis. Did do that one that didn't kick off till 12:30 last night. We've got a foul here. Referee's blown for a foul. And Hull are out to make another substitution here. Come on. Let the game get going. Don't keep breaking up the game with substitutions all over the place here now. So Brandon Fleming coming on for Hull. Did they play well, Dave? Did they play well? What was the score, mate? Now, Newcastle with the possession at the back because we're back underway. Ball played out wide on this near side as Newcastle play it long, but that's not a good ball as it bounces out on this near side for a throw into Hull, just inside their own half. Hull taking the throw in quickly. Challenged by Newcastle as the referee blows for the foul there, and that will be a free kick to Hull City. And Dave saying, we won 2-1, guys. Awesome. Awesome. That's good to hear, Dave. Good preparation. Get some confidence in the players. Ready for the new season ahead with a win. That's good stuff, mate. Now Hull get us back underway as they play the ball back to the goalkeeper here. Now the ball played out wide on that far side. As Hull working the ball forward. This earphone drives me up the wall. See, we're always falling out or it's feeling like it's too far down my ear. What's your aspiration, Dave? You think Hull could possibly... sorry, not Hull, sorry. That's because I'm focused on this game. My apologies. Do you think Millwall can push for promotion this season, Dave? With the players you guys have signed? Do you think that you can do that? Or do you think maybe another season is needed to get the players all on the same page, so to speak? Hull forced to play it back to the goalkeeper here, as now they play it out wide on that far side. But Newcastle pressing really well from the front here, as Hull forced to knock it out of play. And that will be a throw-in on the far side for Newcastle, midway inside the Hull City half, as they take the throw-in quickly. Sorry, guys. Bit of a cagey second half. There's been quite broken up as well so far with stoppages for changes and injuries. So this second half not really got going yet. Now Newcastle play it out wide on this near side as they're forced to play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now the ball played out wide on the far side as Newcastle play it long up towards the halfway line, under pressure immediately by Hull, and eventually the referee blows for the foul, and that'll be a free kick to Newcastle just inside their own half on that far side. Now they take the free kick quickly, playing it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now switching the play out to this near side. And for playing it back to the goalkeeper. Now Newcastle play it out wide on the far side as they play it back into the middle. Now a long crossfield ball out to this near side. As Newcastle clearly trying to stretch the whole formation here, but Hull standing firm as Newcastle play it back into the centre. Trying to work through the press there, but running into lots of Hull City bodies. As now Newcastle just play it back to their centre-backs, midway inside their own half, and eventually all the way back to the goalkeeper. David's saying it's too early to say at the moment, but I reckon. Oh, sorry, mate. Let me just put that back on. It's gone off on it. The team news, stupid thing. It's always upload. This is why I don't use this sofa score thing very often. But unfortunately, in pre-season, the radar is not as reliable. Hull have won the ball back here inside their own half. Cagey, more cagey this second half. Now the ball played out wide on this near side as Hull trying to work through the press. Newcastle trying to challenge for it as Hull managed to retain it there. Now the ball played forward as Newcastle tried to intercept it, but Hull managed to come away with it before gifting the possession back to Newcastle. Now Newcastle coming forward, charging up towards the halfway line as Hull make the challenge. Hull have won it back here as now they work the ball out wide on that far side. Sorry, Dave, I'll come back to you in a minute. Ball crossed in as it bounces behind, and that will be a goal kick to Newcastle. Dave's saying it's too early to say at the moment. but I reckon it will take a while for players to bond. So I'm predicting a sixth place finish. Sixth place would be good, Dave. Sixth place is a playoff spot, isn't it? So that would be a good place to finish the season if it does turn out that way. But as you rightly point out, obviously in Millwall with a few players to settle in and bed in and get used to the team and obviously the way your team plays. But I think quite a few teams will also have that problem. Hull now coming forward down the middle is to get the shot off, and the goalkeeper makes the save as the ball deflected behind. That was a decent effort by Hull. They just quickly played the ball forward, got on the edge of the box, and managed to get the shot off before they could be challenged. So corner on this near side for Hull. But yeah, I think that'd be good. Dave, ball crossed into the box, headed away as it's knocked up the field. Hull regained the possession, just playing it all the way back to the goalkeeper. But yeah, I think six would be good, Dave. Six will be good, and hopefully other teams might be having the same problem, bedding in new players, getting new players settled in. So that might mean that gives you I think when it comes to the start of the season, it's all about who can get off to a good start. If you can get off to a good start, then that gives you a chance to be in the mix for promotion at the end of the season, doesn't it? So yeah, fingers crossed from your point of view, Dave. Fingers crossed, mate. Millwall managed to have a good season for you guys this season. I know that not a Millwall fans weren't happy with last season, but at least you managed to avoid the drop. That was the main thing. Hull now with the possession on this near side. Newcastle coming to press the ball as Hull just cut it back there. So eventually play it all the way back to the halfway line. Newcastle pressing the ball from the front, but Hull managed to retain it. So now they play it out wide on that far side, playing the ball forward. Nice 1-2 there as they come towards the edge of the box. Ball cut back as it's played into the box, but it's intercepted there by Newcastle. It's now Newcastle trying to play out from the back, but the ball just gets away from them there. It's gone out for a throw-in on the far side to Newcastle. If you are just joining us, guys, and you like us covering your team or this game, then please do hit that like button. It would be appreciated. And thank you very much if you've been positive enough to do so already. We are currently just coming up to 73 minutes gone, and it is Hull City 0, Newcastle United 2. As Newcastle about to make a triple substitution here. One of those subs is the goalkeeper. So Nick Pope coming off. Apologies, guys. I can't tell you the changes because no names on the backs of shirts, and we're getting nothing showing on the screen to show us the changes. So my apologies there, guys. But that is just because it's pre-season. Sometimes pre-season games don't provide the same kind of information we're used to having in the regular season. Dave saying, I hope so, guys. Absolutely. Well, yep. Stay positive, Dave. Hope you guys have a better season than last season. I know you guys had a disappointing season from your own perspective, but keep the faith, mate. Keep the faith. Hopefully, the new players make a positive impact. And you guys, obviously, still with a fairly new manager as well, haven't you? So, this season, he's got the chance to get his ideas across. Now, Hull with the possession on this near side as the ball played back in towards the edge of the centre circle. Newcastle trying to challenge for it, but Hull managing to retain it. Now they play it down the middle. Racing forward. Shot comes in as it goes wide. And I'm not sure did the goalkeeper got a hand to that, but it was a good effort from distance from Hull City. Testing out the new young goalkeeper. Corner on this near side for Hull. Taken short. Ball played in towards the edge of the box as they try to get the shot off there, but it's knocked away by Newcastle. Now the ball knocked out wide on that far side as Hull play it back up the field. Now, ball worked out wide on this near side as Hull worked through the press, taking it to the byline, just cutting it back there as they look for some space, but unable to find it as Newcastle nipping at their heels. Now Hull with the possession, worked out to the opposite side of the field, still outside the box. Forced to play it backwards to come forwards here. Now Hull working the ball out wide on this near side as they race forward. Ball played into the centre as Hull managing to regain the possession under pressure there as Newcastle almost came away with it. Now Hull keeping the pressure on as they've got Newcastle pegged all the way back towards the edge of their own box here, but Newcastle not able to win it back as now Hull work it out wide on this near side. Ball crossed in as it's deflected behind. And that's going to be another corner to Hull, this time on the far side of the field. Hull again choosing to take it short. Ball played towards the edge of the box. Shot comes in, but it's a poor one as it goes wide. And the flag's gone up for offside anyway. So that will be a free kick to Newcastle. Now, Newcastle playing the ball out wide on that far side. It's played forward up towards the halfway line. Hull managing to win back the ball. Now they play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Hull now with the possession just inside their own half of the field. Now the goalkeeper kicks the ball long out wide to this near side as Hull coming towards the edge of the box here under pressure. Still managing to retain the ball though as they come into the box. Ball cut back as it played towards the edge of the D. Newcastle nipping at their heels trying to win it back, but Hull managing to keep the possession as they play it back out wide on this near side. As Newcastle managed to challenge. They've won it back here, Newcastle. Now, Newcastle on the charge, working the ball forward, but they've gifted the possession back to Hull there. But the referee's going to pull it back for the foul. So, free kick on this near side for Newcastle. And we're going to have another substitution here for Newcastle. So it's Stanton coming on for Newcastle. Newcastle now get us back underway as they play the ball all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now the ball worked out wide on that far side as Newcastle play it long. Hull head it back in the direction it came from. Hull managing to pick up the loose ball there before eventually playing it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now Hull with the possession in the centre of the park. It's worked out wide on that far side of the field. Hull play it back to the goalkeeper again. Now it's worked out to this near side. Hull working through the press. It's chipped over the top. That's Hull in behind the Newcastle defence here, taking it to the byline. Newcastle scrambling to get bodies back here as the ball crossed into the box, but it's a poor delivery as it bounces out on that far side for a throw. For a goal kick. So, yeah, if you are just joining us, guys, we are just coming up to 80 minutes gone, and it's Hull City 0, Newcastle 2. Hull about to make a substitution. Don't forget, guys, please do hit the like button if you could. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. That would be a pleasure to have you part of the Fandom community. And feel free to say hi in the chat, guys, as we like to try and involve you guys in the channel as much as possible. That's why we have the live chat open. Now, Newcastle play out from the back as they play the ball out wide on this near side. It's knocked forward as Newcastle now charging forward into the Hull City half. Hull trying to challenge for it, but Newcastle managing to retain the possession as eventually takes a deflection and it's gone behind. And is that? I think that's going to be a corner to Newcastle on this near side. Corner taken short. Newcastle play it back up the field. Sorry, guys, my sinuses are still all over the place at the moment from the cold I had last week. It's driving me crazy. I feel much better, but my sinus is still driving me crazy. Now Newcastle with the possession. It's played into the centre of the park. Now working it out wide on that far side. It's Hull pressing to win the ball back. Newcastle forced to play it back to the halfway line and eventually all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now Newcastle work it forward on that far side, but they've gifted the possession back to Hull here as Hull charging forward, trying to get the shot off there, but it's blocked off as Hull. The referee's going to give a foul here. So free kick to Newcastle just outside their own box. Now the ball played out wide on that far side as Newcastle play it long down the field. Hull managed to intercept it just on the edge of their own box as they play it back to the goalkeeper. Now the ball with Hull at the back just on the edge of their own box. Apparently Hull City going to be playing Fiorentina soon. Now Hull working the ball down this near side. I think Newcastle have got I think they're going to be travelling, I think, Newcastle, for their next friendly. Apologies, guys. There's so many friendlies going on at the moment across the UK with different UK clubs. It's hard to keep up with where every team is going. Obviously, some teams are already outside the UK, some teams not. Now, Newcastle playing the ball out wide on this near side. It's knocked forward as Newcastle managing to retain the possession here. As eventually it's challenged by Hull and it's gone out for a throw-in to Newcastle on this near side of the field, midway inside their own half. And we're going to have some more substitutions by Hull City here. This game just starting to peter out a little bit now. We're just coming up towards 84 minutes gone. Hull City 0, Newcastle 2. So we're just waiting for these substitutions at the minute, guys. Sorry. Hull City making a couple of substitutions. Now we're back underway. As the ball played out wide on this near side. Hull coming forward here. As the ball crossed into the box, it's knocked away by Newcastle. And the ball goes out of play on this near side for a throw-in. So Hull with a throw-in on this near side, deep inside the Newcastle half. David saying, "How is Bolton's pre-season going so far, Gaz?" I've not kept up to date with all of it, mate. They got a 1-1 draw yesterday. I forgot who they were playing. They were playing a foreign team now. I can't remember. It might have actually been Fiorentina. I can't remember, but they played a game last night, and I'm sure it finished. If I remember rightly, I'm sure that finished 1-1. Now Hull with the ball played out wide on this near side. I wasn't able to watch it because I was working yesterday late, and then when I come in, I was getting ready for that Liverpool game at midnight. So I didn't manage to really watch it. Now Newcastle with the possession as they kick the ball long down the field, looking to get in behind the Hull City defence, but Hull reading it well there. As they managed to intercept it. Now Hull with the possession as they try to come forward here. Newcastle pressing the ball from the front as Hull just played back to the goalkeeper. Now it's played out wide on that far side as Newcastle nipping at their heels, but Hull managing to keep the possession as they ride the challenge there. Now the ball played into the centre of the park as it's worked out wide on this near side. Now Hull racing forward on this near side as they come towards the edge of the box. Ball played in as Newcastle just managed to nick it off their toes as they knock it away. Hull regain the possession outside the box. Ball played in as Hull with a shot. And the goalkeeper makes the save, but the flag's gone up on this near side. But yeah, I know Bolton have made a few new signings, Dave. So I've not been able to watch them really much in pre-season, but I know they've made a few signings. So hopefully those players settle in quickly. Hull making a triple substitution here. We're on just coming up towards 89 minutes gone, guys. Still 2-0 to Newcastle. As now Newcastle get us back underway, playing the ball out wide on that far side. It's cut back to the goalkeeper. Now Newcastle try to build from the back. So hopefully not loads of added on time, guys, because we're going to try and jump on to the next game after this. As Rangers are playing Union Berlin at 4 o'clock. So I'm gonna see if we can try and catch that game. And can't promise, guys, but I'll do my best if I can find it. If I've got it on the channel, then I will certainly cover it. That's a 4 o'clock kickoff, but like I say, all depends if I can get the game. These pre-season friendlies are very unreliable. Trying to get them now. Hull playing the ball forward on that near side, far side, as Newcastle managed to win it back before eventually losing it. Now Hull trying to work through the press on that far side. As now it's with Hull just played it all the way back to the goalkeeper. We just had a board come up for 1 minute added on time, guys. So 1 minute. Don't forget, guys, before you leave, please do hit that like button if you could. And thank you to you guys that have been positive enough to do so already. Appreciate the support, guys. Thank you very much. Certainly appreciate the positive vibes. Now, Newcastle charging forward as Hull make the challenge, and it's gone out of play. And that's going to be a corner on this near side for Newcastle. Late opportunity for another goal here. Newcastle now with the ball. Played back in, taken corner, shaken short. As Newcastle play into the centre of the park. Now the ball chipped forward into the box, headed away by Hull. As the referee blows for the final whistle, and it has finished Hull City 0, Newcastle 2. Typical pre-season friendly. Good opportunities for both teams, but Newcastle definitely the better of the two teams in the first half. The second half, I think they made a lot of changes, which resulted in them not finding that same momentum they had in the first half. But they held out for the 2-0 win. Hull City huffed and puffed, created a few chances, had some good opportunities, just couldn't get many shots on target. But obviously, I'm sure they'll be still reasonably happy with their pre-season preparation, getting players match fit. So yeah, it's finished. Hull City 0, Newcastle United 2. As I say, guys, please do hit that like button if you could, and thank you very much if you have already. I'm going to wrap up the show quickly here so that I can try and get on for the next game. If you are not busy, guys, please do join us on the next one. Would be a pleasure to have you with us. Big shout out to Dave for sticking around throughout the stream. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate your conversation and company, mate. Apologies, the chat was a bit quiet today, but as you know, it can be like that sometimes, especially on these pre-season games. So thank you, Dave, for being with us. Thank you for your company and conversation, mate. Also, big shout out to Stevie as well, helping out in the background. Might not be talking much in this in the chat, but I know Stevie's always watching the chat to keep it clean and keep it positive for you guys to enjoy. Keep all the spammers and the haters out. So thank you to you as well, Stevie. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Jump off for the next one. Hopefully see you there if you're not too busy. So yeah, for me, for now, guys, it's that's it. I hope to be back on for the 4 o'clock kickoff. But if not, I will hopefully try and get back on for one of the later games. Davey said 2-0, close proximity to the prediction. Hopefully see you on new one, Gaz and all. Thank you, Dave. All the best to you, mate. Thank you for being with us. Always appreciate the support, mate. You are an absolute gentleman. Thank you. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you very much for being with us. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Like I say, I hope to be back on for another game very shortly. If you can, join us there. But if not, hopefully see you on a future stream. But for me, from now, guys, that's it. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. And Dave just quickly finally saying, SOS guys, phone had meltdown. No worries, Dave. No worries. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the support. As always, mate. Always appreciated, never taken for granted. Thank you, Dave. Apologies, I'm going to wrap it up here because I want to try and get on for this next game. So thank you, Dave. And best wishes to you guys out there. Best wishes to you all. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe and well, guys, and I'll hopefully see you on future streams. Bye for now.